Let us now go straight to business of the day.
So quickly go to Mikrotik websites
At www.mikrotik.com. There you can get or have access to a whole lot of materials, a whole lot of knowledge regarding the Mikrotik framework and how it can be used on your network. To start, let us log on into the Mikrotik box via the Win box. The Win box, as we all know, is a Mikrotik proprietary GUI configuration tool used to configure Mikrotik routers, switches, and all its appliances. You can download it on Mikrotik website, which I strongly advise you do. I normally will advise new entrants into the world of Mikrotik, the Mikrotik world of routing, switching, and firewalling, to quickly go to Mikrotik website at www.mikrotik.com and check out the rich features of their products, their solutions, and applications. Let us describe the topology that we are trying to set up. Now we have the Mikrotik router sitting at the middle of the network. I also have my switch where I am connected to. I also have another desktop connecting to this switch. Now the two PCs and the Ether 1 of the Mikrotik router are on the same network. They are on the same LAN. Remember that this Mikrotik router is fresh, is not configured. It's blank. So I have to put it on the same LAN as my desktop or the device that I'm going to use to configure it. So it's going to be on the same LAN. I am now connected to the Mikrotik via Winbox. As the layer 2 protocol, once the app is open, you see it has discovered the router that we want to use. Because this is the first time we are going to configure this router, we are going to access it using the MAC address. The first thing I do when I get a Mikrotik router for configuration is to check the version of the OS running on it. And to do this, I go to Systems, Packages, go to Systems, you choose Packages, and you see the version of the current OS running on the system, on the router. The next thing you'll now do is you go to the Mikrotik website at www.mikrotik.com/download to check the current version or the most stable version of the Mikrotik router you are about using. To check the exact firmware or model of the router that I'm using, you will see it written on top of the Winbox interface of the box you are using. You see it written on top. This here, this. You see it written on top there. So what I normally do is to go to the site www.mikrotik.com/download and search for the version compatible with the firmware I'm using. Now this is MIPS. I'll search for it. MIPS. That is this. So I will now check. You see this version. This is long-term, stable, and testing. Normally, I will check and compare the version that is currently long-term and what I have on my router. I'm currently on 6 6.47.8, while the long-term version, that means that my router is even on the higher side. I'm going to downgrade to a lower version. But for the sake of these tutorials and for our own understanding, I'm going to carry out an upgrade of a router on my network so that we'll see how to upgrade a Mikrotik router, the two methods of upgrading a Mikrotik router. Now, I'll go to Systems, Packages to see the version of the router I'm about to use. I have version 6.47.1. Now, you see that for this router that we want to upgrade, if you check on updates, if you click on check for updates, it will show us if we click on update, it shows us the version, the installed version, the latest version, the installed version and the latest version. So what we're going to do now is to decide how we want to upgrade. Do we want to upgrade automatically or want to upgrade manually? Now, in most cases, when this router comes, you don't have internet access, you won't be able to have internet access to carry out the upgrade on the box itself. So what you're going to do is to carry out a manual upgrade. Yes, because most times the routers are at remote locations where you don't have internet access. To check for the version of the OS that is installed on the router, you go to Systems, Packages. System Packages. To check for the version of the OS that is running on the box, you go to Systems, Packages. You now see the version that is installed, that is running. Now, if the box you are working on has internet access, you have the opportunity to check for available or latest version of the OS by clicking on check for updates. When you do this, it will show you the installed version and the latest version. To show you the installed version and the latest version. Now, the options for us to upgrade this router is either we do a dynamic upgrade. The options available for us to upgrade this router are two. One is an automatic download and upgrade of the router. Two, a manual download and upgrade of the router. Because we are already on the internet, because the router is already on the internet, you can download the installation files of this latest version by clicking on download and install or download.